Page 1, everything you need to know about factoring. The first thing you have to do always is factor out the common monomial. You're looking for something that's in common between all 3, 4, 5 terms, doesn't matter how many terms. So here you have your common x. Factoring is unmultiplying. So we're making x multiplied by y plus z plus w. So when we go down to 3x to the fourth plus 6x cubed plus 9x cubed, that should totally be squared to make this make more sense. We don't want common like terms that we can add together. We're working on factoring. This is 3 times, there are 4 x's there. 3 times 2, 3 x's there. 3 times 3. With 2 x's there. What do they have in common? They all have a common 3. They have 2 x's that everybody has in common. And so we can factor out that common factor. This is 3x squared. Times in parentheses. What's left over here? There are 2 x's. X squared. There is 2x. 2x, and there is 3. Usually we think in our heads, okay, they have a 3x squared in common, so 3x squared times what gets me 3x to the fourth? 3x squared times what gets me 6x cubed? 3x squared times what gets me 9x squared? So when I go down to the next one, I'm going to be skipping this line. That's a helpful line if you need it, but if you don't need it, you can just see the common factors. You'll be a much faster factorer. So we're going to factor out a 2 and an x. Let's get 2x squared plus 35 plus 16x. Now usually we like to write things in descending order. So 2x squared plus 16. 2 times 2 is 4, Mr. Griswold. 1x squared plus 16x plus 35. Because 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. If it was a 2x squared in there, 2x times 2x squared would be 4x cubed, which would not be what we had originally. Sorry about that. Factoring out the common 2a, we have a squared plus 3a minus 4. Factoring out the common 4r, we have r. Oh, they don't have an r in common, do they? Because there's no r in the last one. The only thing they have in common is a 4. So 4r squared minus 2r plus 4. Factoring out the common. There's a lot of things in common here because we have 2 different letters and a number. So we're going to factor out 6mn squared. The smallest power of m is 1m, so that's the smallest we can factor out of all of them. The smallest power on n is the n squared, so it's the smallest n squared that we can factor out of everything. So we have m squared plus 2. M times m is m squared. N times n squared is n cubed. Minus 3 times 6 is 18. M to the first power. N times n cubed will get us n squared times n squared will get us n to the fourth power. What we're doing is we're using the distributive property. When we're factoring out, we're really dividing everything by that so that we have it multiplied on the outside. We can check ourselves by multiplying them back together to see that we got what we started with. See you on page 2.